Hello everyone, I'm RiverFox and welcome to the channel, and this is the Canny Valley full AFK endurance builds videos. Now this series is going to show you all of the individual amps and the builds that I've set up to make this a fully AFK endurance. Now do make sure that you do check the playlist in the description down below, the Canny Valley SSD and endurance playlist, as it will cover all of the videos, all of the different amps for them. And it also does have a very important video in there which will tell you everything that is required from you in order to make this work fully to a AFK. So do make sure you do check that out. But today we are going to be starting off on our home base builds, and they will be coming either from the south or from the west. So we're going to do two separate videos on this. I'm going to start on the builds for the south. But the first thing to note, I have set up this little tower here, which this is what I will use for my AFK, and all I will do is I will sit up on the top of this tower throughout the entire game. That way you are far enough out of reach of any husks, any smashers, and especially the takers. Because if the takers do see you, or if any husks do see you around any of the amplifiers, then they will be attacking you, and they will travel sometimes 2 or 3 amps away in order to get you and attack you. And it can cause problems, because once they've finished attacking you and killing you, then they will find the nearest structure to them and start attacking those. So it is always a good idea to build this, and this is nothing fancy. It is just 3 rows high, and we have a edited wall which is into an arch, and on top of that you will have a floor piece. And now if you wanted to, you could place a floor bounce pad on there if you're not using a ninja, and then it's exactly the same: a edited archway, a floor piece, an archway, and then a floor piece. And I will literally just sit at this spot here, and this is all I will do throughout the endurance. Now the reason that I do have it edited as a archway and not as a solid structure, if you do have a solid structure, then smashers especially will see this, and they will start pounding on it, and once they have pounded and broken that, then of course the entire lot will come falling down. So if you have it as an edited archway like that, then smashers will not attack this structure. So that is quite an important part to use. But okay, so for our defenses then, of course they are coming from the south. Now around the actual storm shield here, I have just placed a standard 3x3 walls just all the way around, just in case there is the odd husk that may possibly get through at any point, that they're not going to go straight into the main home base. So they will be coming from the south. So this is the builds that I have got set up, and it is nothing too fancy, nothing too many structures, because majority of the time you will only get attacked on the home base, normally on the first wave. You will have a few random waves throughout your Canny Valley endurance, which from time to time they can attack the home base, but majority of the time they don't. So you don't need to have any fancy fantastic builds for this, and this is pretty much all of the defenses that it is set up, because they will be spawning around these spots down here. It will be anywhere along this sort of section here, and you can get a spawn point up on here as well. and when they do spawn here, then they will head down this ridge and they will head over towards that direction. And the same for any that spawn down here as well. They will just head up this ridge and towards our trap tunnels that way. You may get the occasional one, especially your little mini husks, that will try and come over to these structures, which is why we've got some wall launchers set on here to prevent that. And yeah, just fling them back down there so that they will come back and start again. And yeah, and our traps up here, they're mainly aimed at the tops of the ridges, so that they will just fall down these ridges and just fall all the way down there as well. And the same thing up there, they will fall all the way down here and catch anything that spawns out. So that is our defenses there. They will come in through this direction. Don't worry, I am going to go through a step by step in a moment. I just want to show you what the actual defenses are. If they come in through here, then we've got wall launchers here to fling them back out down there, and mainly for smashers, because pretty much nothing else gets past that point anyway. Smashers then, if they come along here, will just get hit by our wall launchers because of our edited walls here. They will be kept on the right hand side, so they will get flung down these spots. And if they get flung down here, then of course they need to walk all the way back around here and back up this direction. So yeah, that is our defenses. So let's get over here. So what we will do then, we're going to start at this point. Now from this point here then, let's have a look. So from this square here, which is going to be just in line with the end of our little builds around our home base. So you would have one tile and two tiles back from our actual amplifier build. And just to your left then, if you move over to your left, you are going to have a floor piece and a wall piece then in front of that, which will have our wall launcher on. This is our tar pit down here, and a ceiling electric field up above. Now if you then turn towards the south, just in front of this floor piece will be an edited wall, which will be on the right hand side. And if you move one tile in front of that and place a floor with a tar pit, a wall launcher on the right hand side of it, and a ceiling electric field up above, and again a edited wall piece there on the right. If you move one tile forward again, it would be exactly the same, a tar pit on the floor, wall launcher on the right, and a ceiling electric field up above, and again the edited wall piece then on the right hand side. One tile again to the south, you will have your tar pit on the floor, and right directly in front of you will be a wall with a sound wall on it, and above that will be a ceiling electric field. And just to your right then you will have the edited wall on your right hand side. So from this point, this is where it will start to get a little bit complicated. So if you then move forward towards the west one square, and you will have a floor piece then with a wooden floor spikes, and to the right of that will be a wall with a wall launcher and a ceiling zapper just up above. Now to the left of that over here, this will be blank, this floor piece. You will have a ceiling piece up here, which will not have any trap on there at all. There'll be no trap on these two walls here either on this side. So that is that one. So if we move back onto the wooden floor spikes, and if you then move forward one square, and you again have a wooden floor spikes, to the right will be a wall launcher, right in front of you will be a sound wall, and up above it will be a ceiling electric field. And if you then move to your left one square, and if you turn around to face the east, you're going to have your wooden floor spikes on the floor. On this wall, which you have already built from the previous bit, we'll have a wall launcher, and this one then on the ceiling will have a ceiling electric field. If you then move over to your right, on this wall here, you will have a sound wall, and you're going to have a ceiling drop trap up above. Now that that will fetch us to the end of our main trap tunnel bit. So from this point here, facing the west again, if you then move forward, and what you are going to do basically is you're going to have 4 walls then placed along here. So facing the west again, on your right hand side will be a wall with a wall launcher and a ceiling a ceiling drop trap up above. And if you move forward 1 tile forward, again to the right will be the wall launcher, but this time a ceiling electric field will be up above. And go forward another square, and again a wall launcher on the right and a ceiling electric field up above. And then last tile forward, another wall launcher on the right, another ceiling electric field up above, and a plain wall then right in front of you. And that is the main part of it. Now I'm going to leave these other traps for the time being. We're going to get back to the other side now, to the block off, and then we will come back to our lobber shield and our traps up here. So I'll get back around to the other side for you now and show you all of the block up and everything, block off that we've got set up. Okay, so from this point here where we first started, if you then move to the right 1 square, and then if you move forward 2 squares, which will be two wall pieces forward on the left hand side. So from here you are going to place a wall, and then if you move to the right there will be a second wall like so, and then right will be a 3rd wall, and then a 4th wall, and a 5th wall on the right. So then if you get back over to the start section on here, now if you come over here, now we have got some edited floor pieces here. So you will need to do that for the 5 tiles across. You will do your edited floor piece, which if you don't know how to do edited floor piece, then that will be your edited floor. Okay, so we've got edited floor piece then, which is going to go the 5 tiles to the right, and on top of that you will have your either your edited cone, or you can actually put your backward stairs, whichever you prefer. So you again will have 5 of those going this direction. Now once you do get over to your 5th tile, which will be this one here, this is your 5th tile across. So from this one here you are going to go across to the right 1 more tile, and you will place another wall. Now this is partly linked into our other direction, so just so you don't get confused with our other defenses, but you will place another wall here. So in along this back row will be 6 walls in total. You've already built all of these with the edited floors and backward ramps, so you will do exactly the same then on a 6th and final tile. You will place the edited floor and the cone edited to a ramp on that top of that. So just to your right of that then is going to be another wall, just to block it all off. And if you then go 1 more tile to the right from that, and you are going to have on this one, you will have your edited cone, but this time it will be pointing to the northwest. There won't be any edited floor piece on this one, it's just the cone. And then surround that with the 4 walls all the way around. So that is the first row of block off. Now if we get over to here, now this is actually where our actual wall launchers and things start. This is the launcher bridge here, which we've already built. So all of these ceiling pieces and things, walls will already be there. And these two squares on the ceiling will already be here from underneath. So if you move across to these two pieces over here, this is our second row of block off. And for this one, then, this wall will already be placed there. That will be from what we've built underneath. So if we fall down to this point, now you're going to have then your walls which are backing onto our first row of block off. So if you turn to face the north, and you will place one wall, two walls, three walls, four walls, and five walls, which is basically, well, this one will already be in there anyway, but this five walls then will completely block all of those bits off on there. So if we come back over to this tile now facing the south now underneath here we are going to have our edited floor pieces as well, and we have got our edited cones to make our ramps. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of those. So 5 edited floor pieces and 5 cones on top as well. And you will then place a wall on the right hand side of that, which is going to block all of that lot in as well. Now, because all of this row of tiles along here, they are already on there with our ceiling electric fields. So once you get to the end of this, if you go across to this end tile here, and on this one you're going to have a edited cone which will be pointing to your southeast. This wall will already be on there. That is what's got the structures from under there. So if you place a wall to the south and a wall to the west and one more wall then to the north to block this into a square, and that is then all done there. So if we get over to this point over here, now all of these structures then all the way up to here and back there, they will now all be built. So for this one, starting at this end piece here, which is just right next to the top of this mountain piece, so starting from this tile, if you move forward 1 square, and you will place a floor piece, and then what you need to do then is you will turn towards the west, place another one and another one, so that's 2. So in total we've got 1, 2, we're on 3, and this is 4, this one is 5, this one is 6, and this one is 7. So in total you will have 7 tiles long from the edge of that. If you then move forward to the next square, and from this one again you are going to have 7 tiles long. So you've got 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that will fetch you in line then with the previous row. And you are going to do that again then for one final row, which you just move forward 1 square, and to your right then place all of these so that it is basically a squared off section. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that will finish that section of block off, of roof tiles on there. Now for this section over here, we're going to get to this in a moment. So you'll have all of your ceiling pieces all placed up, all of your other structures will be set up as well. So if we come back underneath now, back to this point, this is where we got to with our last defenses. So we have done this row of ceiling pieces, we've done our ceiling drop trap and our electric fields. So if you then move forward 1 tile, and you're going to have your ceiling drop trap here already. To your right, you will have 1 ceiling electric field, and then all the other row will be blank. So then come back to this spot. If we go forward one more tile, now just for the purpose of this so that you can keep track of where we're going, this is our next row along. And then if you look up, you will place one ceiling electric field. And if you move across then one tile, there will be another ceiling electric field. And another one to the right. This is another ceiling electric field, and then the rest of the row will be blank. So if we get back over to this point, let's place another one so you know where you are. So from this point here then, the first two squares will be blank. There will be no traps on those at all. So the third one across, you will have a ceiling drop trap. Move across to the right one more, and you will have another ceiling drop trap. And then to the right one more will be another ceiling drop trap. And the last final one will be blank. So that will fetch you then to the end of all of the structures. We can get rid of these. Don't need those. So that is all of the ceiling pieces, the wall pieces, and everything for our defenses. Now, if we just get up to the top here, okay. So that is all of the lobber shield and ceiling traps for our home base defense. Now, because we do have the one spawn point which will come along that ridge under there, we do need to do a little bit of building here just to make sure that nothing does try and take any long route around to our home base. So from this tile which we have placed, you are going to go forward and you are going to place one tile, two tiles, three tiles, and four tiles. And if we come back over to this spot again, to this first tile we've placed, if you then move to your left, you will place another one, and move to your left again and another one. And literally you are going to place then forward towards the south. You will have one there and one there to fill it in, one there and one there, and here and here. And that will fetch us to the end of this one which we've done. So we're going to have then another two on here, and then another two, but on the next and final row, which will fetch you in line with this little bit of mountain here, you're going to have one, two, and then three to the right. And on the last final row is just two final pieces. So that will be your actual sort of ceiling section. So if we get back over to here now then, where we finished off. So to your left, on this one, you're going to have a edited cone, and that is going to be pointing to your northwest. There won't be any floor piece underneath that, just the edited cone. So then if we move forward to this next square along, and on your left again, now if we get into this box, you will have your edited cone, which again will be pointing to the northwest, and you are going to surround this all with walls. And don't forget, place a wall in on that one next to it as well. So next from here, if you are facing the west, if you then move one square to your left, oh, not there, one square to your left, again, you're going to have your edited cone to the northwest and surround it all in walls. And again, one square to the left, you will have a edited cone, but this time it is going to be facing the southwest, and you will surround it all in walls. And then move to the left one more tile again, and this time again the edited cone will be facing the southwest, surrounded all in walls. And last over here we have another one, again edited cone facing to the southwest and surrounded in walls. And the last final one, which will fetch you up to this bit of wall here, again edited cone facing the southwest. Now you can surround it all in walls, but you don't need to bother placing one on there. There's absolutely no need to waste a structure on that. So that is your block off section there. So if we then get over to here, And if we come down here, now this is the new section then that we have placed. So starting at this square here, the first row, you're going to have no structure, no traps on there at all. And if you then move over one row in, and of course we've got nothing on this first row at all. So if you come forward a little bit to the next row, now you will have again nothing on the first tile. The next one right underneath us is a ceiling drop trap, and then left from there is a ceiling electric field. So if you then, all these walls are all there from our block off. So if you then move forward to our next row, which is here, you've got a ceiling electric field, and then to the right will be a ceiling drop trap, and nothing on the last final one. So again, move forward, exactly the same ceiling electric field, to the right of that a ceiling drop trap, and to the right of that will be nothing. So if we then go forward to our next square, now on this one we're going to have blank ceiling pieces on here. You don't need to worry about any on these structures. So then if we move forward one more, now from this one you will place a floor piece down. This will have a wooden floor spike. All of these walls are already here, so if you place a wall launcher on this square, and just up above it will be a ceiling electric field, and to the right of that will be another ceiling electric field. Coming back onto this square, if you move forward to your last final square, place another floor with a wooden floor spikes on it. On the left is a wall launcher. Up above will be a ceiling electric field, and to the right of that will be a ceiling electric field, and to the right of that will be a ceiling electric field. So from this point here then, if you come over onto this second square across, as it would technically be, and then move forward, so you're going to have a wall on the left with a sound wall on it. Up above is a ceiling electric field. To the right of that is another ceiling electric field. And that will do all of your structures and defenses for this spawn point here. Now these do actually tie in as well with our amplifier D, which we do have just up there. So this is going to get used in several of your actual waves. But that is all of your traps, all of your structures, all of the block off for your home base defenses from the south. So that is all of those structures set there. Hopefully, I do hope that I have gone slow enough for everyone to be able to actually follow through and build these correctly. But if you do need to, you can always go back, sort of slow it down, pause the video if you need to. And that will cover all of our defenses for our home base from the south. So I hope you do find this video useful. If you do, don't forget to drop a like down below, smash and subscribe before you go, and if you turn on the notification bell, then you will always get updated of all my content when it comes out. If you do buy anything from the Fortnite store, please consider using code RiverFox, as it does help me out a great deal. And don't forget to check in the description for the playlist for the Canny Valley SSDs and Endurance builds. It will cover all of the builds and amplifiers that I've got set. So until the next time, I hope you have a lovely day and stay safe, my friends.